Welcome back to the Summer Rain channel. Super excited for today's video. We're gonna learn how to make lotion. I absolutely love making my own lotion. There are so many spots where you can customize it and you can get really creative with it. Now this is gonna be a beginner recipe. You do not have to have any experience going into this video on how to make lotion, and I will walk you through every single step along the way. I will give you all the stuff that I look at when I'm making a lotion. So the way that I figure out how much of each ingredient I'm going to use is I look at what the use rate is. What is the minimum and the maximum for that product? And typically it'll be right on the packaging or on the website that you bought it. Let's use stearic acid as an example. So stearic acid is a thickener, right? So if I'm on the lower part of the use rate of stearic acid, it's going to be thinner. If I go all the way up to the maximum, it's going to be thicker. So if you make your lotion and you're thinking, man, I want this to be a little bit thinner, use less stearic acid. Or if you're like, ooh, I would like this to be just a little bit thicker than what it is, use more stearic acid. Now each ingredient, that's kind of how you figure out how much to use, is you kind of do a little bit of testing, a little bit of experimenting. What I'm gonna do is on my website, summerrain.website, I'm gonna put the general percentages that you would use. This is gonna vary so much depending on what type of recipe you're making, right? So if you're making a beginner lotion, you're gonna have less things. A more advanced lotion, you're gonna have more things, but I will on the website at least give you a framework to where you can start. Typically your lotion's gonna have 3 phases, right? So we're gonna have the water phase, we're gonna have the oil phase, and we're gonna have the cool down phase. One thing to keep in mind is when you are looking at your ingredients, you have to decide what phase each ingredient goes into. We're gonna get into all of this, just keep that in mind for right now. So in our water phase, in this recipe, we have distilled water. In a lotion, water is gonna be your biggest ingredient that you use. So what water does is it brings hydration into the lotion. It's very important that you use distilled water, right? Because regular tap water can have minerals and microorganisms in there, and sometimes that can lessen the shelf life of your product. So we always use distilled water. So the next ingredient that we're going to talk about is vegetable glycerin. So vegetable glycerin can go either in your water phase or in your cool down phase. Either is fine. For this recipe, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put it in my water phase. What vegetable glycerin is it's a humectant. That means that it's going to draw and hold moisture to your skin, and it helps create a softer, more supple skin. So it's really, really good in a lotion. Now we're going to talk about the oil phase. In our oil phase, we're going to have our oils, our butters, our emulsifiers, our thickeners, things like that. So the first ingredient that I want to talk about is our carrier oil. I'm using sweet almond oil, which is a very lightweight oil. You can easily swap this out. So whatever carrier oil that you have, be it jojoba oil or avocado oil, any oil that you have will work. This is somewhere that's really easy to customize your lotion. Also in this phase is going to be our butters. So I'm using shea butter, but you can certainly use like a mango butter or a cocoa butter, completely optional in what butter you use. What the shea butter does is it adds a creaminess to our lotion, and it also helps bring a little bit more moisturizing properties to the lotion. Also in the heat phase is our emulsifying wax. Now this is super, super important because it's our emulsifier. What that means is this is the ingredient that's gonna bind the oil and the water together to make it into a lotion, right? If it separates, it's just oil and water, but this is what actually makes it into a lotion. So you can't skip this one. Some alternatives would be like all of them 1,000. There's a whole pile of emulsifiers that you can use. You might have to tweak the recipe just a little bit if you swap out your emulsifier. Our next ingredient is stearic acid. Now this is a plant-derived fatty acid. So what stearic acid does is it helps to thicken up the lotion a little bit, right? So I don't want my lotion super watery. I want it a little bit thicker so it's more the lotion consistency that we are used to. This is easily swapped out with like cetyl alcohol, so you can have different thickeners in your lotion. The next ingredient that I'm going to talk about is our preservative. Super, super, super important that we have a preservative in our lotion, seeing as we are using water. So what the preservative is going to do is it's going to prevent mold, bacteria, yeast from growing into your lotion. A whole bunch of nasty stuff is going to grow in there if you don't preserve it in some way. Now I'm using Germal Plus. You could certainly use a different preservative like Optifin. You might have to tweak the recipe a little bit depending on the use rate of your preservative. If you want your lotion to be a little bit more nourishing for your skin, you can easily add jojoba oil, avocado oil, whatever oil that you like. This is when, if you have a more expensive oil, this is the time you want to use it. On these leave-in products, that's when we whip out the good oils, the good butters, the stuff like that. I don't like to use those when I'm doing like a rinse-off product because it's kind of wasting it. So whatever good oils or butters you have, really put them into your lotion. So here are all of our ingredients. This is our water phase, our oil phase, and our cool down phase. Now, I always do this. There's just a few key things when you're making any type of skincare. I always weigh out all of my ingredients in the beginning. I find that I'm easily distracted. So if I don't weigh them all out right away, it's very common that I'll forget an ingredient, or I'll put it in there twice, or I don't remember which ones I weighed out and which ones I didn't. So I like to get all of my prep work done in advance, have all of my ingredients in front of me, and it really makes the process really smooth from there. Another super important thing, and I see this all the time, and I cannot stress this enough, you cannot use cups or tablespoons or teaspoons when you're making your own skincare. A regular kitchen scale works just fine, but you really do have to weigh out every ingredient. It's very important, especially when we're doing stuff like preservatives and fragrance oils and things like that. You want to make sure that this is going to be safe for your skin. You also want to make sure that you can recreate it. So if you're doing this recipe, or if you're tweaking it to make your own, if you don't weigh the ingredients out, you are never going to be able to recreate that. So if you make something really amazing, but you don't know what you put in it, it's kind of, impossible to recreate it. Cups are very different. So if you use like one carrier oil to another, a cup's going to be significantly different. I always recommend that we use a scale, that we weigh out our ingredients, and we're doing all of this work, so we might as well do it right. The first thing that you're going to do is make sure that your water's in a heat-safe container. And we are going to go ahead and we're going to add our vegetable glycerin to this. Go ahead and grab your scale. We are going to turn it on. We are going to weigh what the water, the vegetable glycerin, and the container are in grams. So 371 grams. So that way we can make sure when we pull it off, it's the same weight. Now we'll grab a separate heat-safe container, add our sweet almond oil, our shea butter, emulsifying wax, and our stearic acid. We're gonna grab 2 saucepans with a little bit of water, and then I just put the rubber mat in the bottom, that way the glass isn't clunking around. In one, we're gonna put our oil phase. In the other, we are gonna put our water phase. Now we're gonna pop both of these on the stove. We're gonna put them on a low medium heat until all of our oil phase ingredients are completely melted. Now you're gonna wanna stir this as you're going. Now the water phase and the oil phase, we're gonna need to heat both of those on a double boiler, but we're gonna wanna heat them at the same time. Very important. You want both of them to be roughly the same temperature, because if you don't, you're gonna have a hard time getting your emulsion to happen. I will never forget when I was very first making lotion, like I had made a handful of batches and they were doing okay. And then all of a sudden, one time, I don't know what I was doing that I forgot, but I did not heat my water phase. And I poured the oils in there, they turned back to solid right away, and I was like, what did I do? So super important when you're doing it. Oil phase, water phase get heated together. We need them both heated up in order to get a proper emulsion. Now that I'm pulling this off of the double boiler, we're gonna check, we're at 369. So we gotta get this back up to 371. Now what we have is we have our heated water and oil phase. I'm gonna dump the water phase into the oil phase. And we're gonna come in with our immersion blender. Now when you're doing the immersion blender, like give it a solid couple minutes of a high shear mixing. Very important is an immersion blender. So not very often in our recipes do we have equipment that is required, but in this recipe, because we need that high shear mixing, we have to have an immersion blender. You are not going to be able to make lotion mixing it by hand. This is still pretty warm, and as you can tell, it's still very liquidy. Now, that's not going to be the final consistency. It is going to thicken up as it cools down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it cool down just a little bit before we add our cool down ingredients. So I'm just gonna leave this to sit for a couple of minutes. Now that this cooled down a little bit, you can see that it's starting to get a little bit thicker from where it was. It's still going to continue to get thicker because it's not all the way cooled down. We're going to add in our fragrance oil. And at the same time, we will go ahead and add in our preservative. And we're going to give this a really good mix. So if I was just making this, right now would be the time. If I was going to put it in the bottle, I would go ahead and do it because it's still in like that liquidy sort of consistency. However, I want to show you something about how to get this into the bottle when it thickens up. So if you're at this state and you're not recording a video and want to show something else, go ahead and pop it into your bottle. It'll be pretty easy. If you can see there, it's pretty fluid. I'm going to let this cool all the way. That way you can see the final consistency and I can show you how to get it in the bottle when it's real thick. So this is our final lotion consistency. As you can tell, it thickened up quite a bit. So getting this into the jar would not be easy, but let me show you a little tip. What I like to do is I like to just take a baggie and we are going to cut the corner off of it. And then we take the baggie, just put it over a cup or something. That just makes it a little bit easier to work with. And we're gonna put our lotion in there. Now that we have it into the baggie, we can seal it up. And then this is going to be a lot easier than any other way to get it in there once it's thick. So you can just easily squeeze it in there. Now sometimes at the top, like when you're getting to the end, it'll be a little bit harder, so you just tap the bottom to get it to go in. And there is our finished lotion. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy making and using your lotion as much as I do. Lotion really is one of my favorite things to make. I absolutely love. It is so satisfying for me using the immersion blender and seeing it go from like a clear color to a white color. I don't know why it brings me so much joy, but it really does. Feel free to share any questions or comments or suggestions down below. And if you haven't done so already, be sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Oh, almost forgot. I do this every time. I do have the full recipe down in the description box below, but also on my website, which is summerrain.website. I have more details on all the lotion making stuff, why we use stuff, substitutes, everything like that. I also have a printable recipe, so I don't know which way is better for you. I like to print it out and kind of check stuff off as I go, but whatever way is better for you, the website is always available as another resource.